This is the High School Football America podcast for May the 10th. I'm Jeff Fisher. Well, it's been a busy week in Michigan. Earlier this week here on the podcast, we talked about the Michigan High School Athletic Association reducing the amount of contact in season from 90 minutes per week to 30 minutes per week, and also cutting down on the preseason practice contact. Now, also during that meeting, they decided to make some changes to the Michigan High School Football Playoff qualification format. The MHSAA is making the team's strength of schedule the overriding factor in determining whether a team is part of the 8-division, 256-team playoff field. Under the current format that was implemented in 1999, teams qualifying for the playoffs if they just won 6 games. The new point system incentivizes teams to play a strong schedule, just like the High School Football America 100. Hey, folks, don't forget, we're getting closer and closer sometime next month, and we're going to announce the date coming up here pretty quickly on the podcast. We are going to release the High School Football America Preseason 100. Yes, it's the biggest rankings in the land. It's done with our proprietary algorithm that we started using in 2013. The question is, modern day, with a very tough schedule that you can see on the website at highschoolfootballamerica.com, will they have a crack at starting the season on top as they go for their three-peat? They are the two-time defending national champs. Check out last year's national rankings by going to highschoolfootballamerica.com. And if you do that, you'll see that Broken Arrow out of Oklahoma finished number 13 in the HSFA 100 last year, the first state championship for the school. And the head coach is an alum there and an alum of the NFL. Dave Alexander, a good friend of ours here at High School Football America. He has been on the radio show, which, by the way, a lot of people are asking, is the radio show still, somewhere in the ether out there? Well, it's actually more than the ether. It's on highschoolfootballamerica.com. All 150 shows, those hour-long podcasts that were so great. Just go to highschoolfootballamerica.com, click on podcast, and you'll have the ability to listen to each and every show. There are some dandy interviews on that, on the radio show, and we're just glad that we're with you on a daily basis or a near daily basis. We didn't do a podcast yesterday, but now back to the matter at hand. Dave Alexander knows a thing or two about being a multi-sport athlete and making it to the NFL, as we reported right after the recent NFL draft. 29 of 32 of the players picked in the first round were multi-sport athletes in high school. There's still a huge belief out there, especially on the old school side of things, and even with the newer coaches, that athletes should be more than just focusing on one sport. They should play a couple of them, and Dave Alexander has a real good take on why athletes should diversify.
Anytime you have to go out and compete, right? Like, look at the other sports, right? If you're a wrestler, you got to go, you're in a singlet, you got to go to the middle of the mat by yourself. There's no place to hide. Right, so there's no better place in my mind to go compete, right? So go play baseball. Go get in that batter's box, right? And have a 3-2 count with a winning run at third base and compete, right? Get the ball in play, slap it to left field, and score a run. Basketball. I know it's a 5-on-5 sport and motion and zone and this, but what it still comes down to, right? I've got to get the ball. I've got my one guy here, right? I got to get my own shot off. I got to figure out how to score. Go compete. Now I'm also old school enough. If you're a multi-sport guy, your number one sport needs to be the weight room. Right, and my reasoning for that is that you want to prevent injuries, overuse injuries. Right, go build a little bit of muscle, right, and work on your flexibility, and you'll never have a soft tissue injury.
Great advice from Dave Alexander, the head coach at Broken Arrow, looking to repeat in Oklahoma's biggest classification, finishing number 13 in the High School Football America 100 last year. Again, the preseason 100 will be coming out sometime in June. We're going to make the announcement coming up here in the next couple of days on the exact day, but we're getting in lots of information from the coaches from around the country, putting that into the algorithm. And as I always say, when it comes to the preseason 100, it's for fun. It's for conversation. The algorithm is, created to do what it does best, which is break down what happens on the field. No national championships are won just in the preseason. So again, it'll come out. We'll get all kinds of razzing, all kinds of comments. We'll get compliments. We'll get all kinds of arguments. But at the end of the day, the High School Football America 100 is one thing we enjoy putting together to get the conversation started on the 2019 high school football season. Don't forget, when we're not on the air here with our podcast, follow us at highschoolfootballamerica.com. Also follow us on Twitter. Our handle there is HSFB America. You can also follow us on Instagram. We've got a lot of great stadium project photos up there, high school football stadiums from around the country. We just came off a long road trip, so lots of new ones going up each and every day. You can also follow us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/High School Football America. And don't forget, and thank you to everyone that's already purchased my book, you can purchase the book. Get ready for 2019 by going to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and picking up my book, High School Football in Texas, amazing football stories from the greatest players of Texas. It is available online. I know Amazon's running low. They're ordering some new books to come in, but getting a lot of great reviews, all the reviews 5 stars, so thank you for all that, for all the people that have gone on and made comments. The book is specifically about high school football in Texas. I interviewed about 50 players from the NFL. They're speaking only about their high school football memories. It's a book unlike any other. A lot of books. We'll talk to Earl Campbell about his pro days and his college football days, and might touch on the fact that oh yeah, by the way, he did this at Tyler, Texas. But Earl in the book and 9 Hall of Famers and all talk about only their high school football memories. It's 99.9% high school football. And the remaining fraction is just what they did at the end of each chapter, what they did at the professional level. Well, that's going to do it for today's podcast. Make sure you tune in every day at highschoolfootballamerica.com. You can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. We're available in many different places. But for now, this is Jeff Fisher saying, have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow on the High School Football America podcast.